David Clark here. I'm on my way into Easton to train. I got about 3 hours of various MMA training planned. And I wanted to speak a little bit about something that's sort of fight related, but more life related, I think. I have a few people that mentioned to me, like, how can you afford to do what you do, to train 3 hours on a Friday morning? How can you find the time to do all it is that you do? And there's only one way that I know how to answer that question, and that's really honestly. And the reality is, for the first part of my life, or I should say the first part of my adult life, I made a lot of sacrifices, and I chased a lot of money, and at times I made a lot of money, and I ended up losing all that money. But the point being that I had a high income for a long period of time, and I worked tirelessly and long hours to do that, and it didn't make me happy. It didn't make me happy at all, and in fact I was miserable. And now in my life at 45 years old, systematically over the last 10 years, I've made choices and decisions that were painful at times, but choices and decisions designed to bring me to a place where I could have more free time, and that meant sacrifice. The reality is I'm broke. I don't have any money. I made a few dollars from my book, and I make a few dollars for speaking here and there, and I work with the Heron Project, and I have my gym that breaks even. That's more of a passionate, a thing I do out of passion and love than money. So I don't have any money saved. I make enough to pay for my kids, to send money to them, and help out my ex with all of that stuff, and I make enough to pay my bills and I get by. And at this stage of the game, and I think that I'm investing in finding out what I'm capable of becoming more than I'm invested in a retirement plan. I don't know if I'm going to be alive in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 40 years. So I'm going to take care of those years the same way I'm taking care of these years, in the moment. And maybe that's not the most responsible plan to have as an adult. I'm supposed to have money saved and be able to pay for my retirement and all that stuff. But what most people call retirement, I call death. I'd rather be dead than to waste my entire life saving for a future that may never come. And that doesn't mean or give me the permission to be completely irresponsible. That's not what I'm saying. But it does give me the perspective that says, I'm not going to just detach from society and ignore my responsibilities, but I'm not going to give up on the pursuit of a vibrant and beautiful today for the promise of a secure tomorrow. So right now, I'm more interested in what I can become in the journey to the octagon and in the octagon, and what I can become as a runner, as a father, as a mentor, as a friend, as a brother, as a son. That's what I'm chasing. That's what I want. And if that means that I have to sacrifice money and I have to sacrifice security, I'm okay with that. There's no security anyway. There's no damn security. It's all an illusion. People got millions of dollars in their 401ks, and they might never see that money. They might die before they ever do that, and they'll be sitting on that deathbed going, damn, I could have climbed that mountain. I could have run that race. I could have fought that fight if I'd only known the time was so short. So anyway, it's about sacrifice. It's about dedication. It's about commitment. And it's about passion. And it's about living every single moment